Residents of Zamalka bury their dead. These images were apparently filmed on Sunday in this suburb of Damascus. According to Syrian opposition activists, and several pieces of amateur video footage, although difficult to verify, would suggest at least 30 people were killed the previous day when a mortar shell struck a car during a funeral procession. Violence is also raging in Douma. For weeks now, government forces have been waging shelling attacks on this rebel stronghold located around 15 kilometers away from the capital, Damascus. The army recently launched an offensive to regain power over this city, which has been under the control of the Free Syrian Army. Rebels Bashar al-Assad's government describes as terrorists. Activists have posted and are circulating images online suggesting tanks and attack helicopters have been deployed over the past few days. Opposition sources say the assault has claimed dozens of lives and many residents have fled the city to escape the violence. Syrian NGOs have posted a message on social networks saying over 100 families are currently stuck in refuges. They talk of a catastrophic humanitarian situation in Douma and are appealing to the Red Cross and Red Crescent movement to send in medical teams as a matter of emergency. Thousands of students took to the streets of Mexico City on Monday to challenge Sunday's presidential election results. Enrique Peña Nieto, candidate for the Institutional Revolutionary Party, the PRI, that governed the country for over 70 years up until the year 2000, has been officially declared Mexico's new head of state. But the results have been contested by left-wing candidate Andrés Manuel López Obrador and the Yo Soy 132 student movement that arose spontaneously amid campaigning against the PRI's return to power. Students have been campaigning via social networks over the past few weeks, saying voting has been plagued by irregularities. Different reports have been collated on this interactive map, specifically designed to monitor the vote. Some complaints have been filed by ordinary citizens who have even uploaded pictures suggesting, for example, vote buying or ballot stuffing. Another online initiative is inviting web users to take a photo of the tally sheets in their polling station. Activists then compare the shots with official results announced by the Electoral Commission. The aim is to identify any attempt at manipulating election results. Activists from the Yo Soy 132 movement have set up camp in the town centre of Mexico City, protesting electoral fraud, intent on contesting Enrique Peña Nieto's victory in the presidential election. After 3 days of protests and violent clashes with police, residents of Shifang in southwestern China have finally had their demands met, and local authorities have decided to abandon plans to construct a copper alloy plant in the city. The movement began on social networks, with web users sharing concerns over the effects this project would have on the environment and the health of locals. The protesting soon spread to the streets of the city, with residents voicing their opposition to the construction of this polluting factory. As we can see in various pieces of amateur video footage circulating online, the rallies were unceremoniously dispersed, with riot police using tear gas. There's been widespread coverage of the violent demonstrations. This photo of a young police officer giving the one-finger salute to the camera has been circulated all over the blogosphere. His gesture has angered web users in China, who have been expressing solidarity with residents of Shifang. One of the country's most well-known bloggers, Han, published an article urging the local authorities to take the people's concerns into consideration. And somewhat surprisingly, many of the posts about the protests were not censored online. And while calm has been restored to Shifang, pictures of events in recent days continue to circulate on social networks, with web users celebrating what they consider to be a victory for the people. A brief chronological history of rock and roll told through 100 famous guitar riffs. In this 12-minute-long video, American enthusiast Alex Chadwick plays extracts from key tracks that have marked this musical movement. And you can check out the entire performance on all good video sharing platforms. Every day, Dean Peterson takes the subway at Brooklyn's 36th Street in New York City. And upon leaving the station, he's noticed that one of the subway stairs is slightly higher than all of the others. And as you can see in this video he recorded last week, that's all it takes to trip up passengers. The short film soon went viral and has prompted the subway authorities to make the necessary repairs.
God.